I'm here.
Welcome to another Tired Sandwich First Thoughts. This one's going to be a little bit different. As you see, I didn't do a little funny thing at the beginning because this game is nothing at all funny. We are going to be talking about, as you saw at the beginning, Expedition 33 or Clair Obscur Expedition 33, which is a dark fantasy Belle Epoque. I don't know exactly what that means, but it is by the studio Sandfall Interactive and published by Kepler Interactive. I played just the prologue of this game, and that's all I needed to know. What I needed to know about it. It is, yeah, it's an interesting thing. So you start on an island called Lumiere, isolated island, and across the way they see this creature, or paintress is what they call her, and the premise is every year the paintress paints a number, and anybody who is above that number dies. So as you can tell, it's not exactly a happy-go-lucky time, but the people try to endure. They keep going, and they, try and live their lives, have children, and all that. But you can imagine in a world where you disappear, your number is called, and now they're down to 33. Those numbers are not a lot of people older are alive anymore. We follow the character Gustav as he gets ready for something called a gamage, which you find out later what that is, and I'm not going to spoil that. As he's going to meet with the woman that he was in love with that they broke up, named Sophie. He is part of this new expedition that's going to start after the gamage, Expedition 33. So the game's combat style is turn-based mixed with what I would say is kind of like the old school, and this is going to be a dumb to put it that way, but the old school Mario RPG where you used to be, or Legend of Dragoon, I guess, where you used to be able to do like other moves while the combat was going on. Like with Super Mario RPG, you would be able to block if you hit the button A right at the right time when someone attacked you. This has a dodge feature and a parry feature when you are in combat, but it is still turn-based. As Gustav, you have a gun and a sword, and then you have a thing called overcharge, which is like a special ability that he can use. You get into a couple fights right before the gamage starts to like let you test out the combat. The world itself, super beautiful. It looks lovely. It's very, very dreary though. You can tell there's people all around the streets getting ready for this festival, and like, saying whatever they're, saying goodbye to their loved ones that are above the age that's about to be called. And it's just a very interesting look into like if you were in a world of death like that, what would you do? What decisions would you make? Where would you go? You can't escape it. Would you have children? Would you not have children? Like, it's early on they bring up some of these things, and even at one point, the character Sophie, her friend, or I'm guessing it's a friend of hers, somebody she knows that's on the island, tells her like, "Oh, and you didn't want to have kids," and her friend had kids, but like, what a horrible thing to leave your child. And another character says that too. I don't remember his name. He says that these kids get to see this happen, and they're not even of the age to understand why it's happening, and then they have to grow up and do this same thing over and over again, and none of the expeditions that they have sent so far have come back. So yeah, it's probably going to be a pretty sad story, I'm guessing. Maybe there will be a light at the end of the tunnel. If you are into JRPGs or FJRPGs because it's French, um, I would say play it. Even if you're not, I'd say give it a try. And if you don't like it, then that's fine. But like, the music of this game while you're walking around, and just the environment of, I haven't even seen the like island environment, but just the beginning part, just the city of Luminaire, or the island of Luminaire, or Lumiere, is just so like wondrously breathtaking, but also hauntingly dark at the same time. Like, this is I don't even know. Like, I am lost for words at how this game made me feel. I had to leave my room. I had to go walk for a second after watching, or after finishing the prologue. Um this game was this is the most intense beginning that I've seen in a very long time for a game, or that made me feel like that in a very long time. I think the last game that I had to walk out of my room when I was playing was probably Near Automata. And if you haven't played it, you'll know the part if you have. If you don't, then it is what it is. Um, but yeah, so those are my first thoughts on Clair Obscur. Combat was awesome. Characters seem cool so far. I know there's another character other than Gustav and Sophie, but those are the ones that I'm gonna focus on for right now. I'm not gonna spoil the other one for you. Um, it really shows, like, are the expeditions good, or is like, are you just leaving for that last year to not be around the people that you should be around to try and save them, but you know give up other stuff. I don't know. To me, the best thing that I can think is like, when you play the beginning prologue, it really shows you the fate of failure in this world, and what happens to the people around it, and why they so desperately want to not fail. And I am going to definitely finish this game, and I can't wait to see what they did, because if the beginning is any indication of where it's going, then yeah, we're in for one heck of a ride. Um, as always, bear hug. Come on, let's go on an adventure.